Mayor Bill de Blasio has raised the possibility of introducing a vacancy fee or tax for landlords who leave their storefronts empty for long periods of time, ostensibly to seek top-dollar rent. The mayor's proposal comes after a city council report published last year found that in Manhattan alone, vacancy rates have doubled from 2 to 4% over the past 5 years. That report blamed landlords for charging skyrocketing rents even as brick and mortar retailers struggle with growing online competition. Hiten Samtani is the editorial director of The Real Deal, a real estate publication. He's been covering this story extensively, and he joins us now to talk about it. Hiten, thanks for joining us.
Rafael, thanks for having me.
So first of all, Hiten, is the problem of empty storefronts unprecedented in New York City? Because, you know, some building owners say, no, this is just part of the regular business cycle that has come and that will soon leave.
It's a little bit of both. There is certainly some, the market, the city's retail market has gone up and down over the years, but some people are calling this an epidemic. And I think there's a systemic change in the retail market, given the rise of e-commerce, and I think we're grappling with that now in the form of these storefronts.
Yeah. Again, I've been in New York City for 40 years. We're talking about that. I've never seen it like this.
It's
and both of us live in Brooklyn, and we see it there too. It's not just a Manhattan phenomenon.
I was driving in today, and I was taking a car, and on Atlantic Avenue, just storefront after storefront, empty, rents available here, brokers. Yeah. It was pretty shocking to see.
It's shocking and depressing. But is this, as some of our elected officials are portraying it, mostly the fault of greedy landlords who refuse to negotiate lower rents?
I think that's a little bit overblown, to be honest, because what we've got is retailers are grappling with a new environment in which you have the likes of Amazon or Jet.com, these big e-commerce giants who are taking a lot of the day-to-day shopping experience off the stores, out of brick and mortar and online. And we still haven't figured that out, or retailers haven't figured that out. So that's a big part of the cost. Landlords absolutely have been in situations where they've held out for rents, but that's a small minority of the entire issue.
Is it really a small minority? I mean, yeah, because you think, how in the world can they afford? I mean, I've seen some of these storefronts that have been shut down for months and even a year. You think, how is this economically profitable for them?
Yeah, absolutely. Rafael, there's a real cost to having a store empty. You're paying debt on that property. You're paying taxes on that property. You want to have your income stream, and retail is a very, very important part of a building's income stream. If they've left it alone for 2 months, I can understand. But you've seen these storefronts, as we talked about, been vacant for about a year. Yeah. That's not good for any landlord's bottom line. So what it is actually seems to be a function of both retailers struggling to figure out how to compete with e-commerce, and what landlords are saying is there's too much regulation, there's too many licensing fees, retailers are struggling to pay a lot of the rents and the rent tax, and then so they're burdened with all of that from the city and state.
Well, the mayor has proposed, as we know, I mean, it was informally proposed. It was in the course of an interview, but he brought up the idea, as I said in the introduction, of imposing, possibly imposing a vacancy fee or a vacancy tax for those landlords who keep the storefronts empty for a while. By the way, we're talking about restaurants as well, right?
Yeah, we're talking about retail. So
yeah. So first of all, if the mayor is serious about this, could he and the city government actually do this, or is this something for Albany too?
It seems more like I am mayor, hear me roar situation, right? Because this is something that would probably have to go through Albany. It hasn't been proposed before. And again, since he made those comments, it was an interview last week, and he said certain things before. In November, he had said, and this is a very famous thing that he had said in November, if I had my druthers, the city would determine how private property is used. And that's just not feasible. It's a free market economy, as, last time I checked. This is the kind of thing that landlords say is a further punitive measure. It doesn't actually solve the fundamental problem, which is a lot of retail has moved online.
So if the real estate industry and the elected officials in the city council and the mayor got together to sit down to draft 1 or 2 immediate steps that we could take to ameliorate this problem, what would those steps be?
They might incentivize filling up stores, and they might say, if you get this rented out, we'll give you a cut on some sort of tax. So that could be a solution as well. But again, a lot of these things have to go through state level channels, so it's a little bit difficult. They've never, I don't think there's going to be an incentive or a carrot in that way. What the landlords have said is, forget about us. Work on fixing the problems for these retailers, because right now their costs are too high, and they are facing a dramatic change in their business.
So in conclusion, if the dynamic stays as it is, and we only have about 30 seconds, how would it affect New York? What would New York look like 10 years if nothing is done and the storefronts continue to shut down?
In the next couple of years, I would say you're going to see more empty storefronts. You're going to see an exacerbation of this problem. In over 10 years, as you said, the market is going to bear that out. Rents are going to fall to a level where it's financially feasible again to rent. And retail, the experience in retail is going to change. It's going to be some sort of hybrid between an in-store experience and something shopping online. So you might go into a store and you might try something on, but then the color or the size that you want will be online, shipped to your doorstep.
All right. Well, we'll see if that happens at 10. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about
Appreciate
this.
it. Thank you.